Hey guys, today we're looking at fills. I've had a few requests from different people to look at different colour fills, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to give you some basic fills. That's what I'm going to do. Just show you some basic fills. Just a few. I'm talking like really basic, but very, very effective. So I'm going to use the cute graffiti colouring book today to work in. I'm going to find a nice piece to colour. What's a good one? Is that a good one there? Let's not do that one. Let's do a slightly bigger one if we can. That one, that's got cracks though. That's got cracks. That will need a slightly different effect on it, and that's going to be a bit more maybe advanced for what I'm looking at right now. These are all so it gets more advanced as it goes through, unfortunately. So really, I'm not going to find it at the back. No, I'm not. Okay. Okay, let's go back. What's that? Tell you what, let's use this bit because they're nice big letters. A bit of colour come through from something else there, but never mind. Let's use this. So first of all, I'm just going to show you a really, really easy one. Let's work on this C at the end here. Really, really easy one. Now for this, you're going to need probably two shades of pink. A light one and a darker one. So now in the cute colouring book, still available on my web shop, by the way, so check it. This is what this is for. Colour swatches. Let's have a look. This is my light pink. This is a style file to 420. And this is a style file 458, I think it is. That's quite dark. That is considerable. That's quite a few shades darker, as you might see. So I'm just going to try a 454 to see if it's better. I'm looking for a match with that one. You'll see why in a second. See, that is a darker shade. And if I lay some pigment over the top, you may notice that I'm an incredibly messy artist. That is a good match for what I'm looking for here. You'll probably see why in a second. Good. Okay, so let's find that place again. Get back to my page wherever it was. Okay, so here. Let's have a look. Line it up nicely for you so you can see it. Now, let's get some colour on this C. So for this, so like I say, I'm using alcohol markers for this because I'm going to keep it simple for now. I'm not going to use any mixed media. I'm just going to zip through this as well. I mean, yeah, I'm being a bit messy here. I should probably be a bit neater, shouldn't I? That would be the more professional, conscientious way of doing it. Try to be a bit neater. Let's ignore the fact that it's attached to that U for a second. Just carry it all the way down there like that. Let's colour that bit underneath and all. There we go. And will I colour that arrow? Let's not colour that arrow actually. Let's not do that. Okay, that's a nice light pink. You'll notice that different surfaces take alcohol markers in different ways. This one's a bit what we call blushy. It's sort of blushing all over the place. Now, if I wanted to make it less blushy, just go over it again. Beauty of alcohol markers is that you can lay them down several times and it just lays down a bit more pigment every time. I don't really want that today though. I can't really be bothered, frankly. What's the point? So this is what you see. Take your darker colour. This is what we're out. This is what we're about today. This is my style file 454, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go around the edges with this, like so. This is where I find out if it's dark enough. If it's not, I'll have to use a different colour. go. So I'm going around the edges. Put a little line there. I'll go on that. So you see what I'm doing? I'm basically outlining on the inside. What would they call it in Photoshop terms? I guess this is like do they call it inner glow or something? Basically, what you're doing is you're kind of low lighting the entire inner edge of the letter. And it is surprisingly effective for something so simple. I used to use this a lot. I haven't done it in ages. So I've got a broken line there, so I'll end it just in mid-air. One under there. One under there. Just dash that in there. There you go. There, okay. So you can see it sticks up. Oh, there's one there. Doesn't help it goes off the page, really, does it? So it gives you a nice sort of low light on the inside of that. And what you can do is, according to the dynamics of your letter, so we've got a letter bar. Oh, someone was saying I should refer to them as letter bars. I think that's what he was on about anyway. The letter bar comes down like that. So if I do a nice sort of, I'll drop a couple of lines in there, look. A couple of lines in there, then one in there. Put a nice couple of bubbles in there. And you've got a very, very basic fill. You've got a very, very basic sort of light colour, darker colour on the low light, all the way around the inside, and then you can embellish it inside. You can change that up as well if you liked. What you could do is you could have the bottom bit like that, or you could completely fill the top bit. See, I've got a natural bar that comes in to separate the letter in that way. So that bit could be like that, and that bit could be like that, or I could grade it down like that, so it's gradually coming in. You see where I'm going with all this? Ridiculously simple. Two shades. Now, by the way, I'm getting requests for colour as well. And there's loads and loads of videos on YouTube about colour theory, putting colours together. I've done a very basic one. You can watch that. But instead of doing another colour video, I just thought I'd do it when I do demonstrations. I'll talk about colour and putting colour together. So this kind of colouring is called monochromatic. And I'll show you a few more. So I've got lots of different pinks. This is where your expensive marker collections come into their own, really, because I've got these ones, right, and I've got these ones. These are really cheap ones off Amazon. I'd recommend you get a nice big cheap set because you get lots of different colours. The problem with these is they don't colour match well. That's the problem. You want some nice ones. It'll be very laborious to try and colour match them because the pigment is not expensive enough. That's the basics. They're good markers. They're still good markers. They're very effective at what they do. I really like them. I use them for certain things. I don't want to use them for colour matching because they're not good enough. For colour matching, I need these. So these will colour match really, really well. Go together really well. If I want to do monochromatic colouring of this kind, you see, I could add yet another colour in there. So that's a darker one, right? Let's take that. And I could kind of go, okay, what if I put a bit more in there? I could add a little bit more of something. I wasn't going to talk about fades because fades are a classic graffiti fill. but getting into fades is a bit more technical when you're using markers or paint. So I just wanted to stick with very, very basic stuff today. So anyway, instead of doing a fade, I'll keep it hard line for now. So if it went up into there, what I do, break it down into segments like that. I'm sorry it's so rough. I'm working as quick as I can because I don't want to time lapse it, because I want you to see exactly what I'm doing. So you can do that kind of thing as well. I don't think that looks great or anything, but you know, you can take different shades of colours, lay colour down on top. The only thing you need to remember with alcohol markers, it seems like a basic point for anybody who's used them, but I will reiterate it, you have to work light to dark. You lay down a dark colour, these lighter colours are not going to go over them. They just vanish in them. So there you go. That's some really, really basic fill stuff for a first one. Let's show you another one. Okay, for this one, I've chosen, what is this? It's a turquoise blue. Lovely colour. Let's style file do. Let's not ignore that arrow, but let's just stick to the basic form and bars of this U. This is reminding me I must do some more kind of semi-wild stuff. I like a bit of semi-wild lettering every now and again. Okay, bit up there as well. Okay, quick one there. Right, so I've laid down that turquoise blue. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with a slightly darker blue and a slightly more a different blue. Oh, that's nearly run out. That's nearly gone. Hang on. Yeah, that is on its last legs. Let's see if we can do it. I'm laying down a darker blue on the inside, like I've done before. I'm going to use the big nib because the little one is fritzed. It's done. I'm just seeing if there's enough ink in there. I've got a completely new set of these, courtesy of Euro One, who very generously donated me a full set. But I'm saving them as much as I can, trying to wear out the old ones. Okay, so that's a darker blue I've used in there. Just to do a bit of that, right. So very similar to what we've done before, except I'm going to use a different colour. Now it needs to be a very vivid colour if it's going to stand out at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a purple. Oh, that's nearly dead and all. Flipping heck. Hang on. I've got another. Oh, that's much better. Really, like, super dark, sort of black grapey kind of colour. Laying down some, God, it's almost black that, isn't it? And then you can lay down some dots, bubbles, you know. And when you've done that, you can stick in the odd doodad. I don't really use doodads very much, to be honest with you. They're not my favourite thing, but you know. Good to have them up your sleeve, isn't it? That sort of stuff. Again, you know, it's very basic, it's very easy. That's what we're all about in this video. We're about basic and easy right now. So there's that. Let's show you another one. So I was looking for a piece with letters big enough to actually show you properly, and I couldn't find one. So I'm going to do the whole piece. This is quite a small one. So I'm going to do the whole piece with this fill, because it probably won't actually take very long. So what I'm using for this one, I'm using a 112, Style File 112, a cream colour. And it comes up a very, very sort of light brown. And it's sort of, these base colours are a gift. These sort of light colours, because you can do so much over the top of them. That's the thing about alcohol markers. You've got to remember that you've got to be able to work over the top of the colours you're laying down. So you're looking for very, very, you want base colours that are really, really light in this instance. And Style File do some really fantastic pastels and light colours. Very effective. Copic's very good if you can afford them as well. Probably the most expensive marker on the market. Well, having said that, I was looking at some recently that were more expensive than Copic's. But anyway, yeah, they're expensive. They're expensive anyway. They're all expensive. If you're going to get some really nice ones, they're going to be pricey. But people do ask me about this. I don't recommend you get really expensive markers straight off the bat. You know, wait until you've been down the road a little bit with it. Find out if it's something you're really, you know, if you're going to be doing all the time. Because if you're really into the art, then you may as well get some nice ones. But if you're going to give it up after 5 minutes, you know, just don't waste your money. So there we do a full fill like that. Now I've got to find, here we go, got it. Right, so this one I'm taking another pastel colour basically. This is a dark violet light. Now I've never put these two colours together on each other, so let's see what it does. Not that it's that important, but this is how this one works. It's very, very simple, very straightforward. It's a bubble fill. Used to see these fills a lot in I mean all these fills are sort of like, they're all kind of like post New York graph. That's what they are really. So you used to see a lot of this in the 90s. Before that as well, 80s as well. You still see them. There are still writers who use this kind of thing very effectively. Yeah, and of course it's most effective. Writers who've been painting for years, who have really amazing technique, can do just ridiculously sharp versions of this sort of stuff now. So you see what I'm doing with this? I'm just bubble filling it. Now, you don't, by the way, you don't have to, if you know what you're going to do, you don't have to lay it down over the brown. That's why it's probably going to need 2 coats. Because it's laying down over the brown. See, I could leave that arrow under there because it's on a different plane, that arrow. It's underneath. So if I was to lay down that purple again, that light, what do you call it, violet. Comes up a lot darker There's a lot more pigment going on there. There we go. Yeah, it's coming up very dark, that. A lot darker than I would have planned. That's okay. Educational purposes, all that. And then you can go in again, do a bit of this. See, it's effective, right? A few bubbly bubblies. And you've got a very simple fill. Now, when you, because that's not the end of the story right there. Also, I've got my my trusty highlighter here. I said I was only going to use alcohol markers, but I'm just going to show you as well. After that, you go in with the paint. Now, highlighting this bit is sort of, you know, virtually pointless, but on the darker bits it will really show, really make it ping. You see that? That really lifts it there. Just gives it a bit of extra. If I wanted to give it a bit of extra still, what you want to start thinking about is in terms of shadow as well. So if I take a slightly darker brown, this is a walnut brown. This might be the wrong colour, but I'm going to go in anyway. So I'm going to drop, that is quite dark there. I didn't expect that to be that dark. Okay. I'm going to drop a little drop shadow in there. Because what that does, that differentiates the plane the arrow is on and the plane the letters are on. And there you've got just a really simple, I'm not even saying it looks nice, but it can look really nice. If you put really nice colours together, it can look really tasty, that. An internal bubble fill like that. And if you want to just do another level, another level, another layer, then you can go in again. And you can go in with a darker one this time. Do it again. Further down, there you go. Nice black cherry colour there. Same process again. Don't have to do it everywhere if you don't want to. And I don't want to. There you go. There you go, adds another layer in. Very, very easy to do. It's all about the colours you choose, really. You can do it in monochromatics, you can do it in 2-colour, you can do it in 3-colour. It can be quite effective. There you go. So they're just some really basic fills for you to think about. This kind of stuff. And what this will do as well as you do it, not that you can tell from mine at the moment, but it will tighten up your technique as well. Because that's what you're looking to do. You're looking to create muscle memory. You want to tighten up your technique And the more you tighten up your technique, the better your stuff will look. It'll look nicer and nicer, and you'll feel a lot more confident. And yeah, really, just practice it. Practice it, do it a lot. Play with stuff, experiment. You know, I'd show you my old black books. In fact, hang on, I will show you one of my old black books. So I think this is about 18 years ago that I've done this. And you know, there's bits to recommend it, and bits that you look at and think, oh crikey, yeah, that's a bit full on, isn't it? So at this point, I've got a good idea. I'm getting a better idea of the colours that go together. Use monochromatic colours here, the pinks together, the pink going into yellow and the orange. That's quite nice. Some of the colourways not too bad actually, because by this point, I mean, bear in mind, I've still been doing it quite a long time by the time I've done this. But I've sort of mashed it all together in a sort of colour spectrum-y, which is a bit of a cheat, really. It's a bit of a cheat just to put a big colour spectrum together, because, you know, colour spectrums, all the colours can work together in a colour spectrum. That's easy to do. It's not as easy to put like 3 or 4 colours together and get them all work in harmony. You know, the minute that green comes into that blue, it doesn't really work. It's not particularly aesthetically pleasing. You know, this works really well. Yellows, oranges and reds together, it's beautiful. You can really make them work with pinks as well. I'm not necessarily crazy about how it's done here, but you know, it can really work. So and the thing I really want to sort of point out to you is that my technique is not as well practiced here. It's not terrible, not by a long shot. It's you know, it's all right. It's just I don't have enough practice. I don't have enough muscle memory at this point. I don't have my 10,000 hours under my belt by this point. You know, so the stuff I'm doing is okay. It's all right. It's all right. I'm on a learning curve. But I look at it now and kind of go, wow, yeah, I've come a long way since working like this. In all different ways. You know, in many different ways, in style, in the use of colour, technique, line weight, all kinds of things that have improved for me since doing this. And that's because in this book alone, you know, I'm knocking them out. I'm putting in a lot of work. I've got loads of books like this, and they're all full of stuff like this. This is just one piece. So practice, really. Practice. Once you get a good idea of what you want to do, look at this. This is very basic orange fill, big sort of red outline doodads that are filled with a different colour. That's quite nice, all that. I think I'll probably be able to do it a bit more justice nowadays. But yeah, practice some stuff, chuck some stuff around, and I'm going to come back and do a bit more advanced fill stuff. Probably in the next video or a couple of videos down the line, so watch out for that. Okay guys, peace.